So you can work really hard, but if you're not smart with your money, you'll end up with nothing. The best time to buy something is when you can afford it. So if it's now, do it now. Because as soon as you get in, you'll get the growth, you can keep moving. How do you turn up to anything you want to do, sports, business, and be happy if you're not happy at home?
I feel like after this, man, everyone's going to be hitting you up. Okay, Ben, can you help me?
But you have to, right? You got to give back, 100%.
Ben Pike, welcome to the Moves to Momentum podcast. Thank you so much for coming in today.
I'm excited. Thank you for the invite.
Mate, we have been running the podcast for 17 eps. Sometimes people say you
So
can't.
there's 17 people in front.
There's 17 people in front, that's been intentional.
Intentional.
Right?
Okay.
It's been intentional because you want to get rid of the the testers. You want to get like a couple of easy runs on the board, and then you want to bring in, bro, you've been...
Couple of entrees.
Yeah, a couple of entrees. Amongst the running group, some of the boys call you the king of Sutherland Shire real estate.
Okay,
right?
I'll take that. I've heard worse.
You've been top selling agent in around the Sutherland Shire for what? How many years in a row?
10, 11?
10, 11 years in a row, man.
In a row, yeah.
How are you finding the market at the moment? We find it's a bit interesting, a bit funny.
Bit funny. So the best way to try and describe it to you, probably lack of energy. I think enthusiasm, people are probably stalling a little bit. So you're getting less engagement, less inquiry, less buyers coming through, and a little bit slower to move. But those that have some sort of urgency, they're upgrading, they're having kids, separating, downsizing, health, financial, they're still transacting.
Yeah.
But the ones on the fence that are thinking about it, they're probably pausing.
Was there that many people that were like kind of so in the market last year that were doing stuff?
You do see it because they go to market, they sell quicker than they think for more than they think, and they get confidence to jump up.
Right.
At the moment now, the confidence, I think, is the key piece we're missing.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of the market is lacking some confidence and therefore some urgency.
How much of the market do you reckon that is? That 50% of the market, 30% of the market?
Well, if you look at it just for straight numbers, right? So up until February this year, which is when the market started to change a little bit, we were averaging 19 buyers through property, and we average about 140 open homes a week.
Yeah.
And we're getting 19 groups, right? Now it's 9. So about a 50% reduction of genuine buyers in the marketplace at each home.
Shit. Okay.
It's a bit of a change.
A bit of a change. And you've noticed that in the last few months, since Feb. So we're talking 4 months.
You had 3 rate rises, then you had budget, you've got a couple of things going on at the moment, you've got Middle East. So I don't think it happened, like a handbrake. You start to see a little bit of a pullback February, March. I would say April has been the hardest month. That felt like the peak of tougher times.
Yeah.
And it started to ease back a little bit now.
Yeah.
I think we're getting used to the changes. The market's getting used to it, and it's almost play on.
On my Instagram, I used to follow you around, probably would have been this time last year at auctions.
Yes.
And man, it was pumping.
It was.
People bidding, bang, 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 multiple registered parties.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And things are selling. And now you're getting half the numbers through open homes. What are auctions like?
We're still selling auctions. You've been to a couple this year. A lot of our auctions now are running with only 1 or 2 buyers.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, right? The stats on the weekend, 43% in Sydney. We're still above 80%. So we sold 8 from 9 this week.
Whoa.
The week prior was 9 out of 10. So the transaction numbers are very similar, but how we're getting there is a little bit different. To your point, they're starting a lot slower. There's a lot more negotiation, me and the buyers.
Yep.
You're not having as much organic competition.
Yeah. Yeah, like you'd see there, bang, Lucas would kick it off, bang, bang,
You're not
bang,
seeing that
bidding.
now.
Okay, you're...
Slower starts, slower increments, a lot more negotiation on the floor opposed to genuine competition.
Man, what do you reckon that's going to do to like just the sole trader, sole pracky real estate agent around here? Because that...
I think they'll find it hard because you can't now rely on people finding it in terms of marketing. So all our best buyers, all our genuine buyers that are making offers and purchasing, we're calling, we're inviting, we know them.
Shit.
So if you've got to run a smaller business and you're not bumping into these clients, you don't know them and there's no relationship, you will find it hard.
So you're inviting them from other properties that you met them at and
Correct.
you're like, oh, we met you here, you didn't buy that, come to this. They're not out there actively coming through places.
They're not, no. So we've got a really good list. We know every buyer who's made an offer in the last 30 days in our marketplace.
Shit.
And they're the buyers we're servicing.
Yeah. And I've kind of talked about the accolades, you're top selling agent in this area for 10 years, 11 years now. We hear you just rattling off stats of what's happening in the market, how many buyers, like this stuff's just ingrained in you.
Yes.
When did you start in this industry?
So I finished school in 2003, went straight into full-time license real estate and started in 04.
04, you kicked off.
So 22 and a half years ago, a while ago.
What's Ben Pike look like back then? Well, how old you been? Like 18 or something?
I was 18.
18
Finished
years
school
old.
17, real estate 18.
And then you didn't know all this stuff.
I knew
What
nothing.
were you
I
doing?
knew nothing. Real estate is not what I expected at all. And I don't think I took it seriously. And we've had this conversation previously.
Yeah.
I wasted a good 6.5 years in real estate when I first started.
Wow.
Going through the motions, turning up, doing the basics. I don't think I was successful. I think I was filling in time.
Just filling in time.
Filling in time.
Showing up.
Showing up, doing the bare minimum, starting when I had to start, finish when I was supposed to finish, not doing the extras, probably not understanding what was involved, floating, cruising.
What changes? What changes from just showing up, like it just being a job, to from just floating to being a top agent? What happens in between that? The work is
There's a big gap, right? So if we look at the first 6 years, I worked in a really small business, and that's not the reason why. But I was doing everything across the whole business, right? So cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bathroom, getting their cars washed, picking up their dry cleaning, taking photos back before we had professional photos, taking them to Kodak to get them printed, cutting them out, sticking them in the window, building the signboards. So a lot of running around.
This is in 2004.
This is in 2004.
Man.
2004. So we have a digital camera. It only had 12 photos. You take your 12 photos, you'd come and upload it. It'd take like an hour. You take it to Kodak, get them printed, go back the next day, cut them out, stick them in the window.
Ridiculous.
Going through the motions, at best.
But that's humble beginnings from like where people would see you now, you know?
I didn't know any better, to be fair.
Yeah, right.
I didn't know any different. I thought that was what it was.
I feel like knowing you've always had a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
You worked multiple jobs through high school. Like, I remember you were telling me some story about like, where'd you work at like Cogra Golf Club or something?
So 2000, so when I was 13, my parents separated. So my mum and dad lived in the Shire. When my parents separated, my dad moved to Wollongong, right? So Corrimal, it's about an hour south of where we are today. I'm pretty stubborn. So I moved with my dad, my twin sister, and my brother, who's a year younger, stayed with my mum. So separated the family, bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And my dad said, you need to change schools. You can't commute. I can't get you to school every day. There's no chance I'm doing that. So I'd wake up, I'd walk from my house to the train station in Corrimal. I'd get the train from Corrimal to Sutherland, then the bus from Sutherland to Aquinas, different school, Catholic school. Yeah. I'd wait to do the whole loop. Then I'd get back on that bus. It would take me to my school at Lucas Heights.
What?
Yeah. So I'm leaving at 6 a.m. to get to school.
How old are you?
13. Then at 14, I got a job at Cogger Golf Club from someone family friend. And I was washing the dishes there at the golf club. So I'd in reverse, I'd go all the way to school, then school in my backpack, change of clothes. I'd go from school back to Sutherland Station. Sutherland Station, I'd catch a train to the airport, walk from the airport line to Cogger Golf Club, wash dishes till 11 p.m, and then head back to
Corrimal.
Yep.
What the hell? And then you got to be up at before 6
Yep.
to leave to go to school again.
Yep.
Machine.
So you do that through school. Then when I finished school, so I did my real estate license full time. I was working in real estate 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday, and then guy me a hotel Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights.
Bro, taking photos and going to Kodak to get them printed is like a walk in the park then.
It was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So good work ethic. Always had a good work ethic. But in the first 6 years, because I was doing the work but not getting any traction.
How important do you think that shit is to go through? Because there's like I'm close with you, and the other successful real estate agents I talk to all have this like past of real shit jobs, right? Where they've really busted their ass, and it's like compared to that, this is easy. Right? Do you think that's important?
I think it is, because I think without going through the struggle, you don't realize what you want and how to get there, and you don't appreciate it.
Do you ever think of those times?
All the time. All the time.
Catching the...
My biggest fear, right? I've got 4 kids under 7. My biggest fear is they grow up a different environment to me and they won't have that drive.
Yeah.
Because it's easier for them. That worries me.
I think about that too, man.
I don't want complacency in my kids.
I feel like my kids don't know that word no. They hear yes, 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 yes. Oh, can I get this? Yes, yes.
And it's easy.
And I almost just want to like rough them up a bit. Just rough them up just to like let them, something so small happens to them and they just buckle, you know?
They're softer.
But I love that we're able to give that to our kids because like that's nice. But then you're like...
But at what cost?
But what's the cost? What's the cost? Man, so you're floating for a couple of years.
Yep.
You know, we backtracked.
Yes.
And now we're coming back. You floated for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
What was the catalyst that would be like, I got to take this stuff serious?
Good friend of mine was getting married in Greece. I couldn't afford to go to the wedding. So out of my circle of friends, there's 8 of us. 7 went to the wedding. I couldn't go. And I made the excuse to the friends, I can't get time off work. True story, they couldn't afford to go.
Man.
So living week to week.
Yeah.
And at that point, they got engaged, they got married. I couldn't go to the wedding. At that point, I'd been with Laura, my now wife, maybe 6 or 7 years, thinking about going down the same path, getting engaged. I thought, what am I doing? I can't afford an engagement ring. I can't pay for a wedding. I can't even go to a wedding.
Yeah.
I've either got to take this really seriously or I need to get out of it. Because right now, the hours I'm doing and the income I'm making, they're not correlating and there's no future here.
And
Pretty good wake-up call.
So it was the wedding. Not going to the wedding was like
Not going to the wedding.
I remember you told me this story once about the green shirt that you bought.
Purple shirt.
Purple shirt.
Yep.
Is that pre or after purple shirt?
So purple shirt was straight from school, trying to get interviews.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of money in my family, so my nan at the time would have been late 80s, and she gave me $100 to get ready for interviews and work. I spent all the money on 2 shirts and 1 suit, and they were all on sale at Myer at the time. So I had a bright purple shirt and a blue shirt, and then a gold and green tie. Much with it, so.
And remember you told me like
not an impressive photo.
The purple one was like on sale, and
they were all on sale. They were oversized, ill-fitted, crazy colours.
And then you'd go home, you'd wash the shirt,
because you had 2 colours,
and then you wear it the next day.
Because the white ones are twice the price. But what you forget is, right, when you're wearing a purple shirt, you don't have 5 of them. They know you're wearing the same shirt.
They know.
So you've got to rotate.
I was wearing that purple shirt again.
Purple, green, purple, green.
Mental, man.
Yeah. And
now you've got Miranda office, Cronulla office, Sutherland office, your multi-property portfolio. I can't go to the wedding. I've got to get serious.
Yep.
You're engaged at that stage with Laura?
Not engaged. Couldn't afford the ring. Not engaged. With Laura, but week to week. Yeah.
Oh, dating.
We're living together.
You're living together at this stage?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
she wouldn't have realised how tough that would have been.
Wow.
Because you can't explain that.
You're not saying.
No, not at all. It's embarrassing.
And then you just kick into gear. Stuff this, I'm going for it.
So the hours don't change, but the work changes, right? So if you're going to work, you're doing the work. So you're not getting there, you're not walking around, not getting coffee, there's no small talk. I was at work, I'm working. And you're sort of locking people out. I remember it went from being fun, social Ben to not arrogance, but why is he going to talking to us? He's just here, he's doing his work. He's not interested in chatting to anybody else.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get it done.
Shit.
It's a big change. But you don't probably see the benefit, I reckon, for 6 to 12 months of that. And then it started to turn.
Then you get the momentum.
And then I saw momentum. I thought I can double down again. And you keep pressing.
Your appetite for risk, I've seen you take risks, double down on the risk.
Yeah.
And you're like, may as well go again. Your appetite for that, was that built in you? How do you get that? Or is it just you get the confidence? Similar to the buyers in the market.
You start small, right? So the first time you do something, it's a risk and then it pays off. And then you just move in it a little bit and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And the more you do it, and the more you understand it, and the more you understand what the worst case scenario is going to be, the more you're okay with it.
Yeah. But that's an investor mindset, Because
I always think to myself that I sort of know the outcome to an extent. It's going to be successful or fail based on what I do.
Yeah.
So the only reason it fails is if I don't come to the party. If I don't turn up, I don't work. But if I do what I'm supposed to do, it'll work. So there's nothing to blame. It's just on me.
I love that. It's so extreme. It's almost like crippling and liberating in the same thing.
I find it liberating and exciting.
Yeah. If I don't do it, it's my fault. If it works, it's my fault. It worked out. That's empowering.
It is.
So your career's been pumping. You've been doubling down on the risk. When do you start investing? You're an avid investor. You're investing in share market, in properties, in businesses. When does it transition from earning and excelling in that to, okay, I've got to grow this?
I worked with someone who was quite successful in real estate for a really long time. I saw them retire, I would say, probably early 60s. And this is someone I looked up to a very long time as a junior agent going through, I guess, the motions. Mm. And when they retired and I realised that they were selling in Sydney to buy in a different marketplace outside of Sydney because of affordability, it got me really nervous and, to be honest, really uncomfortable that you could spend 40 years in an industry working hard and get to the end of it and have nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, it can't be me. So what do I need to do to make sure that doesn't happen?
And you thought they were doing well.
Because from the outside, you see the listings, you see the sales, you see the suits, the cars, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And you think, phenomenal career, 40 years, top of the game, done amazing. But the end of it, to have nothing, very scary. Got me into gear. So I'm like, okay, so you can work really hard, but if
Yeah.
you're not smart with your money, you'll end up with nothing.
So then what do? You see that. That's a catalyst of seeing that person retire, finish up in the career who you respected and be like, oh, that's all they got at the end of it? What do you then do? Do you then start researching shares or what do you do?
Reach out to good people. So the one thing that I've done, I'd recommend all your listeners to do is to reach out to someone that is performing really well in that space, like a mentor, if you will, and speak to them. So where I am today, I've got someone that I talk to in business, investing with yourself, finance, health, fitness, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Learn from someone who's been there, who's done really well.
Man.
Shortcut to success.
I've always loved that too, man. Like I taking advice from someone who's got the runs on the board, who's got the receipts, it's a
You can't
no-brainer.
beat it.
But there's this funny thing in this country, in this country, that people don't want to ask. I find that so many people
Fear.
don't want to ask. Like they want to make out like they know it all, or it's
a very limiting mindset.
yeah.
And what you'll learn when you start asking the question, the more someone is doing, the more they're open to teach you and help you and coach you.
Yeah.
So no one that's doing more than you will be upset to try and help you. They'll try and help you. They will. The person doing less is the one that's making the comments on helping you be negative.
And I feel like it's those people that are doing less are chirping at the people trying to get ahead.
Yeah.
And then that's stopping them from reaching out to the person who actually wants to help them.
Correct.
It's this weird cycle.
And the first time I realized that, I picked up the phone and I called someone in a different marketplace, actually in Adelaide, like different state. And I thought, one, it'll go to voicemail. They won't return the call, nothing. Answers the phone, which I was surprised. Like, how has this person even got the time to take the phone call?
Yeah.
Takes the phone call, gets off the phone call, sends me an invite. I fly out and meet them within 10 days.
Whoa.
And I started thinking to myself, if it's that easy, I can keep doing this.
I can do this more often.
So pick up the phone, call someone else.
Yeah.
Someone else. And
Unreal.
before you know it, you've got people across the board in your corner trying to help you.
Yeah.
And all it is a phone call.
Doesn't take much, huh?
And when you ask the question, I fly down, I meet with them. I said, appreciate taking the time. This must happen all the time. He said, but no, this doesn't happen all the time. No one calls. See, here I'm thinking they must be squeezing in people every single day, once a week, once a month. He said, Ben, what's crazy? No one ever calls.
Wow.
So when you called, I was like, of course I can help you out. No problems at all.
Yeah, that's so...
Isn't that scary?
Yeah, it is so weird that like people are willing to help, but people are listening to other idiots.
They're asking no questions.
And they're just like, just ask the question. Just ask the question, you'll get the help.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to do that myself in my career and all that type of stuff. Like, who's built a decent property portfolio that I want to build? Hey, how'd you do that?
Correct.
And yeah, I found the same thing. They have
And you
no
can
help.
avoid some of the mistakes they've made. So if someone's done it for 15 years and made 5 errors, you know them now. You can look for them. You can avoid them.
I feel like after this, man, everyone's going to be hitting you up. Like, hey, Ben, can you help me?
But you have to, right? You got to give back.
Yeah.
100%.
With your investing, are you happy to share about what you're invested in?
At a high level, more than happy to.
Yeah, high level.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like I've got a couple million here, whatever. Like,
Sure.
are you across? Oh, I know what you're across, but like, can you tell us what you're across and why you're investing in these areas?
Yeah. So in the early days, first and foremost is property.
Yeah.
I think, one, because it's the industry I'm in and it's what I understand the most. So I had a goal that every single year I'd buy the best piece of real estate I could.
Mad.
In a market which I know.
Yep.
Okay. So Sutherland Shire. From there, I started looking at returns in the stock market. I've gone quite bullish in that market. Quite helpful at the minute with some of the legislation. So I'm still doing that as well.
Yep.
And then properties and now business acquisitions is the next one. So you've got sort of 3 buckets. You've got property,
Yep.
shares, and also business.
But that took some time, huh?
Of course.
Like you started in property. How long you do that for? A few years? A few months?
First property I bought, I was 19.
Okay. So
And I'm 40 now. So you're looking at 21 years.
21 years. And then when did you just start to add in the shares stuff?
So one property was principal place of residence. I sold that and bought a property with Laura. And we're only talking, let me go back, I would say 15 years ago, thereabouts.
Okay.
And then since then, I would say held that one property for maybe 2 or 3 years and then one property every year since.
Yeah. Okay. And no, the shares. When did you start plotting in the shares into the investment mix?
Pretty young, actually.
Pretty young as well.
But very small numbers, right?
Yeah.
So my dad was an accountant, so I've been across shares for a little while.
Yeah.
I bought shares when I was 18, but your basic ones, right? Like your Commonwealth Bank, your ANZ Bank, your BHP.
Yeah.
Very
okay.
basic, very low numbers. Probably didn't understand it enough. But I would say in the last 5 years, I've been a lot more bullish, have a lot more understanding around it, and done a lot better out of it.
And it's funny, like you're asking questions, you're building up momentum, building up confidence, educating yourself. And man, you do all this while maintaining top slot, building a business.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 kids. You've got a wife who loves you. Like, there's a lot going on, man. How do you balance the performance of it all? You know, like getting opportunities to buy properties, getting opportunities to invest in shares, buy new businesses, like all this type of stuff.
You've got to be diligent on what you're chasing, right? So balance is a hard word because you've got to take from somewhere to put somewhere else, right? So I try and work, and we know each other quite well, that I'll work for 11 weeks, then I'll have a week off. But at the start of the year, I've got some really basic goals, what I'm looking to achieve. And it changes all the time, right? But the 2 things I don't sacrifice is time with family and health. Because if I can nail those buckets, everything else works.
Yeah.
If you're not healthy, you're not happy, what else matters?
Yeah. And I really, like, for me, a big thing of what I've always admired about you is and I want to surround myself with people. I feel like in this industry, there's so many people who, like, let's say, how am I trying to say this? I'm trying to be politically correct, but what I'm really saying is their marriage is shit.
Yep.
Their kids don't even care about them or want to spend time with them.
Yes.
They're cheating on their wife or they're absent with their wife.
It's just a mess.
It's an absolute mess. You know, I see how you're with Laura and Laura is with you, and you're like, there's a bonding connection there. You see the way your kids interact with you, and I feel like that is a freaking massive win in this.
It's the only win.
This bloody world, you know, because there's so many other people that don't even have that at a basic.
But how do you turn up to anything you want to do, sports, business, and be happy if you're not happy at home?
Yeah,
you can't be happy in one half of your life. So to be successful across anything, it starts there.
One thing I know about
picking the best partner, best thing you can do. Well and truly.
Laura Jean Pike.
You trade everything for that.
Yeah.
Everything and everything.
Absolutely.
And you forget, you're not here without her. So Laura looks after the kids, obviously, is in the business as well. But what a lot of people don't probably realize is I reckon for the first 6 years we're together, she's making more than me. When we started our business, she let me move our wedding back almost 2 years. So we cancelled it to fund the new business. And we lived on her wage for 2 years.
Man. Yeah, it's interesting.
So Laura's been there since the start.
Bro, you said that story before. You guys were living together for a bit when the wedding situation happened.
Yeah.
You guys were living together.
I've been with Laura for 20 years. 20 years.
Unreal, man.
Yeah.
20 years, 4 kids, businesses. Like, you guys have been through a lot of stuff. But last thing I want to talk about is a bit about the market, the Sydney market.
Yes.
And the clients you're dealing with. You would talk to hundreds of people almost every week, man.
Thousands
of people every week.
Yeah.
What's the challenges that your clients are bringing to you at the moment, and how are you solving them? Like, how are you helping them?
There's 2 camps. And if we go back to, let's say, COVID, right, as the example, first 6 months of COVID, what happened? Everyone froze, everyone was nervous, then the market exploded.
Yeah.
And you've got a bit of that at the moment, right? So you've got half a market, maybe more, 70%, that are nervous, sitting on their hands, not making decisions. There's 30% that are quite bullish. And I think when we play this out into the future, they'll be really successful. Because I think the market right now has come back a little bit.
Yeah.
Depending on the price range, I think the higher the price point, the more it's come back. If you're in a position where you could upgrade right now, I think you fast forward 18 months, 2 years, you have done exceptionally well.
Man, one of the dads from soccer, in Zoe's soccer team, bought a place in just off Banaba, Gummy Bay.
Yep.
I think he said like 2.2 or 2.3 and some change. It was like, bro, north facing, big backyard.
That's like, 2.5 in 18 months comfortably.
That's what I thought. I was like, bro, you got that thing a couple hundred unders.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But
because people only can see what's happening today. And I think the rates to a certain extent will be somewhere where they are. They might vary a little bit, but all the rest of the things that people are stressing about won't be here in 18 months and 2 years.
I think sometimes people are like holding on because they want to maximize here and then maximize the in on the next purchase. But
they're just a prisoner of the moment. I think with real estate, it's really interesting, right? If you've got pens, cars, watches on sale, people are lining up. But when real estate comes back a little bit, no one wants to touch it.
Yeah.
And as soon as there's a feeding frenzy, the market's moving 10, 15, 20%, people are fighting over it.
Weird.
When you can buy it now to reduce price and make the gains now.
Yeah.
It's clever.
What other challenges do clients bring you? Like, I feel like this area, in my mind, is pretty established, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's kind of you see as a bit of a trend that's kind of happening a fair bit?
Trend, not so much. I think it's circumstantial. I think, again, you've got the smart people now upgrading. There's a great time to upgrade. We're seeing some baby boomers get out of that investment space a little bit, concentrate on a bigger principal place of residence.
Okay.
We're seeing that, but we are seeing people borrowing and buying investments as well. Because the investment market's slowed a little bit now, part of town.
Yeah.
So you're picking up property quite well.
That's good.
It's the best yield you'll see at the moment because the rental market is pumping here.
As in, like, there's a lot of demand.
A lot of demand. So if you looked at Sutherland, right, western end of the Sutherland Shire, you're buying a 2-bedroom unit there for $850. Mm-hmm. At the moment, we're getting $700, $720 a week in return.
Man.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And, like, I feel like a few months ago, maybe I've even heard of people that were buying that stuff in the 9s.
Yeah.
You know? And
but the rent was lower as well then. So you're buying it at a lower price point and the rent's gone up.
Unreal. What about, before we wrap, the other characters that you're calling? You know, you're talking about people that have got massive businesses all over the country, you know?
That's where you learn the most. So when you go back to the shares, right, how I got into that was selling for a client years ago in Burraneer. He was giving me advice on certain shares because you meet everyone in every industry. At the moment, I'm working with a nuclear scientist in Bonnet Bay. Kid you not. We've got guys in mining.
Bonnet Bay, random place too.
Yeah. You've got doctors, you've got pilots, you've got plumbers, you've got electricians, you've got data center guys. You've got everything and everything.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. So I'm always asking, like, what do you do? How do you do it? How long have you been doing it for? What have you learned? What are you seeing? What's coming up? You'd be surprised how much people want to talk about what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like a sponge. I'm just absorbing it. And then I go back and researching it. If I feel like there's a win to be had, I'm all over it.
And the other characters you talk in other pockets of Sydney, are they experiencing similar things to what you're saying? Is this Sydney wide? Is this like Sutherland Shire?
I was talking to a friend of mine who's got a good business in the inner west during the week, and they're similar in the fact that it's a little bit quieter in regards to the engagement and open numbers, but they're seeing a reduced level of stock levels. So now they're starting to see some more buyers coming through and a bit more competition.
Okay.
We're fortunate we've still got the same stock levels, but I think it's probably pretty well across Sydney.
It's Sydney wide.
But I know Western Sydney, the lower price points are still very active and very competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm very interested in Western Sydney.
Western Sydney's done very well. I think it will continue to grow.
Yeah. Man, what else is there any nuggets of wisdom you can leave us with before we...
Some nuggets of wisdom. I can give you lots of different things. The audience, who are we talking to? Predominantly, what sort of people are we thinking?
Primarily, the audience that listen to this are property investors. They are... Most of the clients that we have aspirations to buy a nice owner-occupied house in Sydney. That's why I want to get you on. But they're building... They don't quite have the funds yet to buy it, but they're wanting to build out some wealth in the property portfolio space to buy that. That's the most common client. They're normally business owners maybe been slugging out in their business for the last 5 or so years, or quite high up in their career. You know, they've been doing really well, managers, you know, kind of some C-level type operators.
I think don't try and pick the market. Best time to buy something is when you can afford it. So if it's now, do it now, because as soon as you get in, you'll get the growth. You can keep moving. Yeah. So if you go back to what I was saying, every year, regardless of the market, good market, bad market, I'm buying the best piece of real estate I can.
Yeah.
Because 5, 10, 15 years, it's always a great idea.
It is.
There's nothing that I bought that I'm thinking, you know what, I overpaid for that. I shouldn't have bought it. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one.
People say that, man. It's like, people ask me all the time, like,
Never.
Have you ever like gone backwards on your properties? And I'm like, it sounds crazy, but no. But that's like, because the fundamentals are strong. Like this country is in a housing crisis. There is less supply than there is people coming in.
Crazy.
They're not building anything. Get around it. I think
I told you that the place we just knocked it down, but we're building. But when I bought that 11 years ago, bought at auction, and we had 2 local agents call me asking if I'd bought it. And then they can just say, you overpaid by a long way. Yeah. So at the time I was thinking, did I really pay by that much? And then you fast forward to now, I look back on it, I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Why wouldn't you buy five of those?
Didn't have the capital, but I mean, in hindsight, 100%.
Mental.
Yeah.
But that's just exactly what it is. Like when you fixate so much on a price or a thing and you zoom out to a market or what's happening or am I going to be better off from doing this in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? Yeah. Yes. Well, then, right, you got to do it. You know, why wouldn't you do it?
Best thing I learned, I won't say the guy's name, but a guy in a really big building company in the Sutherland Shire. I think we're probably going back about 10 years. He said, but the worst thing you can do is not make a decision. Yeah. Make a decision and do it. And he goes, if you're making 10 decisions, you win 7, you're in front.
Yes.
Well, so he said, you need to act and you need to make decisions.
We got to wrap it on that. Action takers, decision makers.
They're the ones that will win.
Ben Pike, thank you so much for coming in. I've absolutely loved having you on. Long-time friend, first-time caller, first-time guest.
Yeah.
Unreal. Thanks,
Good
man.
man.
Thanks so much for listening to the Moves to Momentum podcast. If you got any value out of this episode, please give us a like or subscribe. Or if you think this is relevant to any one of your friends or family, please flick it to them so they can have a listen.